The ultimatum commander Sarah Chen stood in the observation deck of Prometheus Station, watching Earth slowly rotate beneath her. The blue marble looked peaceful in the morning light, with white clouds swirling over the Pacific Ocean. 430 years, humanity had been part of the Galactic Federation. They traded agricultural products and rare minerals with dozens of alien species. Earth was considered a quiet backwater world, useful for farming and mining, but nothing more. Sarah had been commander of Prometheus Station for 5 years. The station served as Earth's primary communication hub with the galactic community. Most days were routine, processing trade agreements and cultural exchanges. Today felt different. Her communication officer, Lieutenant Tom Bradley, had been receiving strange signals from the outer RIM territories. The morning briefing was interrupted by an urgent transmission from the Galactic Federation Council. Sarah hurried to the main communication chamber, where a massive holographic display showed the council chamber on Nexus Prime, the Federation's capital world. The figure that appeared was tall and imposing, with dark blue skin and 4 arms. It was High Admiral Zexkar of the Vorthan Collective, one of the most powerful military forces in the galaxy. His species was known for their ruthless efficiency in warfare and their belief that only the strong deserved to survive. Commander Chen, Zexkar's voice was cold and mechanical. "I bring a message from the Vorthan High Command. Your species has been deemed a potential threat to galactic stability." Sarah frowned. "What kind of threat, Admiral?" "Earth has been a peaceful member of the Federation for 3 decades. Your species reproduces too quickly. Your population has doubled in the past century. You consume resources at an unsustainable rate. Most concerning, your people show signs of aggressive expansion into space." Zexkar sport eyes fixed on Sarah. "The Vorthan Collective has convinced the Council that humanity must be contained." "Contained how?" Sarah asked, though she feared the answer. "Earth has 72 hours to surrender complete sovereignty to the Vorthan Collective. You will become a protectorate world. Your military will be disbanded. Your space travel will be restricted. Your population growth will be controlled." Zexkar paused. "This is not a negotiation. It is an ultimatum." Sarah felt her blood run cold. "And if we refuse, then the Vorthan fleet will enforce compliance. 5,000 ships are already moving toward your system. Your defense fleet of merchant vessels and mining ships cannot resist. Us, choose wisely, Commander. Surrender means life under our protection. Resistance means the destruction of your civilization." The transmission ended abruptly. Sarah stood in the silent chamber, processing what she had just heard. Humanity had less than 3 days to decide between slavery and annihilation. She immediately contacted Earth's government. President Maria Santos convened an emergency session of the Global Defense Council. The world's leaders gathered in the underground bunker beneath Geneva, their faces grim as they watched the recorded transmission. "How many ships do we actually have?" asked President Santos. General Robert Hayes, Earth's military commander, looked uncomfortable. "Officially, about 200 vessels. Most are converted cargo ships with basic defensive weapons. We have maybe 50 ships that could be considered actual warships, and their older designs. Against 5,000 Vorthan ships." Santos shook her head. "It would be suicide." "There is another option," said Dr. Elena Vasquez, the head of Earth's Advanced Research Division. She was a small woman with silver hair and intense green eyes. "Project Titan." The room fell silent. Project Titan was Earth's most classified program. Only a handful of people knew it existed. "How close are we to completion?" asked the president. "We've been ready for 6 months," Dr. Vasquez replied. "We were waiting for the right moment to reveal it. This might be that moment." Deep in the asteroid belt, something stirred inside what appeared to be a massive space rock. The asteroid was 12 kilometers long and 8 kilometers wide, slowly, tumbling through space like countless others. But this one was different. This one was Hollow Dot. Captain Marcus Rodriguez sat in the command center, buried deep inside the artificial asteroid. He was a veteran of the Mars colonial wars, a tall man, with graying hair and sharp blue eyes. Around him, thousands of technicians worked at control stations, monitoring systems that had been dormant for years. "Captain," called out his executive officer, Commander Lisa Park, "we're receiving the activation codes from Earth Command." Marcus nodded. "Begin power-up sequence. Alert all departments. After 15 years of hiding, it's time to wake up the Defiant." The Defiant was humanity's greatest secret. While the galaxy saw Earth as a peaceful farming world, human engineers had been working on something extraordinary, hidden inside the hollowed-out asteroid. They had built the largest and most advanced warship in known space. The ship was 15 kilometers long and housed a crew of 20,000. Its hangar bays could launch 2,000 fighters. Its quantum reactors could power a small city. Most importantly, it was equipped with technology that no other species in the galaxy possessed. The power-up sequence took 6 hours throughout. The artificial asteroid systems came online one by one. The massive engines began to hum. The weapons systems charged. The fighter bays prepared for launch. Marcus stood on the bridge of the Defiant, looking out at the holographic displays showing the approaching Vorthan fleet. The enemy ships were massive, each one a kilometer long and bristling with weapons. They moved in perfect formation, confident in their overwhelming superiority. "Sir," reported the tactical officer, "the Vorthan fleet has crossed the orbit of Jupiter. They'll reach Earth in 18 hours. Marcus activated the communication system. "This is Captain Rodriguez to all department heads. The Defiant is now fully operational. We've trained for this moment for 15 years. Today, we show the galaxy that humanity is not as helpless as we appear." On Earth, the governments of the world were putting on a show. News broadcasts showed frantic meetings and desperate negotiations. The public was told that surrender was being considered. Evacuation plans were discussed. The world appeared to be in panic, but in secret facilities around the globe, a different kind of preparation was taking place. Hidden defense satellites powered up. Concealed weapon platforms emerged from underwater bases. The asteroid belt wasn't the only place where humanity had been hiding military assets. Dr. Vasquez worked in her laboratory beneath the Swiss Alps, making final adjustments to the quantum disruption field generator. This was humanity's secret weapon, a technology that could disable alien ships by interfering with their power systems. "The field generator is ready," she reported to the Defense Council. "When activated, it will create a quantum interference pattern that will shut down any ship within a 50,000-kilometer radius." "Will it work against Vorthan technology?" asked General Hayes. "We've tested it against captured alien equipment. The results were very promising." Dr. Vasquez smiled. "The Vorthans use quantum power cores, just like every other species. They have no defense against this type of attack." As the Vorthan fleet approached Earth, Admiral Zexkar stood on the bridge of his flagship, the Dominator. The massive ship was 2 kilometers long and carried enough firepower to destroy a moon. Around it, 5,000 other ships moved in perfect formation. "Admiral," reported his tactical officer, "we're receiving a transmission from the human government." "Put it through," Zexkar ordered. President Santos appeared on the screen. She looked tired and defeated. "Admiral Zexkar, the people of Earth have made their decision. We cannot resist your superior force. We are prepared to discuss terms of surrender." Zexkar's mandibles clicked in satisfaction. "Wise choice, President Santos. You have saved your people from unnecessary suffering. Prepare to receive our occupation forces." But as the president's image faded, Zexkar noticed something in her eyes. It wasn't defeat. It was determination. The Vorthan fleet moved past Mars, heading directly for Earth. The human defense ships appeared to be retreating, falling back toward the inner planets. To the Vorthans, it looked like cowardice. They had no idea they were walking into the largest military trap in galactic history, in the asteroid belt. Captain Rodriguez watched the enemy fleet on his tactical display. All ships maintain stealth. Mode, wait for my signal. Around the Defiant, 47 other asteroids drifted silently through space. Each one concealed a human warship or weapons platform. The enemy had no idea they were there. "Sir," reported Commander Park, "the Vorthan fleet is now within range of the quantum disruption field." Marcus smiled grimly. "Dr. Vasquez, you may fire when ready." The quantum field generator, hidden inside a space station disguised as a communications relay, began to emit an invisible wave of energy. The wave spread outward at the speed of light, washing over the Vorthan fleet like a silent tide. Asterisk. The quantum field generator, hidden inside a space station disguised as a communications relay, began to emit an invisible wave of energy. The wave spread outward at the speed of light, washing over the Vorthan fleet like a silent tide. At first, nothing seemed to happen. The alien ships continued their advance, their weapons still charged, their shields still active. Then, one by one, they began to lose power. "Admiral," shouted the tactical officer aboard the Dominator, "we're losing primary power. The quantum core is shutting down." Across the Vorthan fleet, the same thing was happening. Massive warships that had terrorized dozens of worlds suddenly found themselves drifting helplessly through space. Their weapons fell silent, their shields collapsed, their engines died. "What's happening?" Zexkar demanded. Before anyone could answer, the space around the fleet began to change. What had appeared to be empty space and floating rocks suddenly revealed dozens of human warships. The largest emerged from what had seemed like just another asteroid. The Defiant's rocky exterior split apart and fell away, revealing the massive warship beneath. Its hull was black as space, covered in weapon turrets and hangar bays. Along its side, in letters 3 stories tall, was painted its name, Defiant. Asterisk. The Revelation Captain Marcus Rodriguez stood on the bridge of the Defiant as his ship revealed itself to the galaxy. Around him, his crew worked with practiced efficiency, bringing all weapons systems online. The moment they had trained for during 15 years of secrecy had finally arrived. "Open a channel to the Vorthan fleet," Marcus ordered. The main screen flickered to life, showing Admiral Zexkar on the bridge of his flagship. The Vorthan commander's 4 eyes were wide with shock as he stared at the massive human warship. "Admiral Zexkar," Marcus said calmly, "I am Captain Marcus Rodriguez of the Earth Defense Force, Vessel Defiant. Your fleet has entered our space with hostile intentions. I am ordering you to withdraw immediately. Zexkar's mandibles clicked in anger. Impossible. Our intelligence reports show that Earth has no significant military capability. Where did this ship come from? Intelligence reports can be misleading, Admiral. We've been watching you for the past decade. We know your tactics, your technology, your weaknesses. Marcus leaned forward. Did you really think we would remain defenseless for 30 years? The Vorthan Admiral looked at his tactical display. His 5,000 ships were scattered across space, powerless and vulnerable. Whatever the humans had done to them, it had been instant and complete. How? Zexkar demanded. How did you disable our entire fleet? Human ingenuity, Admiral. We studied your technology and found a way to turn it against you. Your quantum power cores are now completely offline. Your ships are dead in space. Dr. Alina Vasquez monitored the quantum disruption field from her control center. The field was working perfectly, creating interference patterns that made alien power systems unstable. Every ship in the Vorthan fleet was effectively neutralized. Captain Rodriguez, she reported over the communication system, the field is holding steady. The enemy fleet is completely disabled. Marcus nodded. All fighter squadrons, prepare for launch. Throughout the Defiant's massive hangar bays, pilots ran to their ships. The fighters were unlike anything the galaxy had seen before. They were sleek, angular craft equipped with stealth technology and advanced weapons. Each one was crewed by pilots who had trained in secret for years. Commander Lisa Park oversaw the launch from the Flight Control Center, first wave launching now, 200 fighters away. The fighters streamed out of the Defiant's hangar bays. Like a swarm of angry insects, they moved in perfect formation, their stealth systems making them nearly invisible to enemy sensors. Within minutes, they had surrounded the helpless Vorthan fleet. Admiral Zexkar watched in horror as human fighters took position round his ships. This is impossible. Earth was supposed to be a primitive world. How do you have technology superior? 2 hours. We've been learning from you for 30 years, Marcus replied. Every trade agreement, every cultural exchange, every piece of technology you shared with us. We studied it all. We reverse engineered it. We improved it. The truth was even more impressive than Marcus let on. Humanity had not just copied alien technology, they had innovated. Human engineers had developed new types of engines, new weapons, new defensive systems. The Defiant was not just large, it was advanced beyond anything the galaxy had seen. On Earth, President Santos stood in the Global Defense Council chamber, watching the battle unfold on the main screen. For the first time in days, she allowed herself to smile. General Hayes, she said, are our other assets ready? The general nodded. All hidden platforms are online. The lunar defense stations are powering up. The Mars orbital forts are ready to reveal themselves. Earth had not built just one secret weapon. Over the past 15 years, humanity had constructed an entire hidden fleet, ships disguised as cargo vessels, weapons platforms hidden inside asteroids, defense stations built into the moons of Jupiter and Saturn. Back in space, the Vorthan fleet remained helpless. Admiral Zexkar tried to restore power to his ships, but the quantum disruption field made it impossible. Every time his engineers attempted to restart the power cores, the interference patterns shut them down again. Captain Rodriguez said, his voice showing the first hints of desperation. What are your terms? Marcus considered the question. The Vorthan collective had come to conquer Earth. They had threatened to destroy human civilization. But humanity was not interested in conquest. They wanted something far more valuable. Our terms are simple, Admiral. Your fleet will withdraw from our space immediately. You will return to the Galactic Federation Council and inform them that Earth is no longer a protectorate world. We are claiming our independence. The Council will never accept this, Zexkar protested. They will send more fleets. You cannot fight the entire galaxy. We're not fighting the entire galaxy, Admiral. We're fighting for our right to exist as a free species. Marcus paused. And we're not as alone as you think. As if on cue, new contacts appeared on the tactical display. Ships were emerging from hiding places throughout the solar system. The lunar defense stations revealed themselves, massive weapons platforms built into the moon's surface. The Mars orbital forts decloaked, showing a ring of heavily armed stations around the red planet. Even more surprising, ships began appearing from the outer planets. These were not human vessels, but alien ships from species that had secretly allied with Earth: the Centauri Federation, the Rigel Commonwealth, the Tau Ceti Alliance. Dozens of species that had grown tired of Vorthan aggression. Admiral, reported the Vorthan tactical officer, we're detecting over 300 additional ships. Multiple species. They're all targeting our fleet. Zexkar stared at the display in disbelief. How is this possible? How did you build such an alliance in secret? The same way we built our fleet, Marcus replied. Quietly, carefully. While you were threatening and bullying, we were making friends. While you were demanding tribute, we were offering partnership. Dr. Vasquez watched the quantum field readings with satisfaction. The technology was working perfectly, keeping the Vorthan fleet disabled while allowing the Allied ships to operate normally. It was a precisely calibrated system that had taken years to perfect. Captain, she reported, I can maintain the field for another 6 hours. After that, we'll need to cycle the generators. Understood, Doctor. That should be enough time. Marcus opened a communication channel to the Allied fleet. This is Captain Rodriguez to all Allied vessels. Thank you for your support. Today, we show the galaxy that freedom is worth fighting for. The response came from dozens of ships in dozens of languages. Species that had been enemies for centuries were now working together against a common threat. The Vorthan Collective had united the galaxy, just not in the way they had intended. Admiral Zexkar realized that his position was hopeless. His fleet was disabled, surrounded by hundreds of enemy ships. Even if he could restore power, he was outnumbered and outgunned. Captain Rodriguez, he said finally, I accept your terms. The Vorthan fleet will withdraw from your space, and the ultimatum, withdrawn, Earth will be recognized as an independent world. Marcus nodded. Dr. Vasquez, begin powering down the quantum field. Allow the Vorthan ships to restore basic power for navigation. Across the enemy fleet, power systems began to come back online. But the Vorthan ships were careful to keep their weapons offline. They were still surrounded by hundreds of Allied vessels, and any aggressive move would be suicide. As the Vorthan fleet began its retreat, Captain Rodriguez addressed the galaxy. His message was broadcast to every world in the Federation. People of the galaxy, he began, today humanity has claimed its independence. For 30 years, we have been told we are too young, too primitive, too weak to govern ourselves. Today, we have proven that strength comes not from the size of your fleet, but from the courage of your convictions. And the ultimatum, withdrawn. Earth will be recognized as an independent world. Marcus nodded. Dr. Vasquez, begin powering down the quantum field. Allow the Vorthan ships to restore basic power for navigation. Across the enemy fleet, power systems began to come back online, but the Vorthon ships were careful to keep their weapons offline. They were still surrounded by hundreds of allied vessels, and any aggressive move would be suicide. As the Vorthan fleet began its retreat, Captain Rodriguez addressed the galaxy. His message was broadcast to every world in the Federation. People of the galaxy, he began, today humanity has claimed its independence. For 30 years, we have been told we are too young, too primitive, too weak to govern ourselves. Today, we have proven that strength comes not from the size of your fleet, but from the courage of your convictions. The message continued as the massive human fleet revealed itself fully. The Defiant was joined by dozens of other ships, each one a marvel of human engineering. The galaxy watched in amazement as Earth transformed from a backwater farming world into a major military power. We do not seek conquest, Marcus continued. We seek only the right to exist as free beings. We offer friendship to all who would accept it. We offer protection to all who need it. But we will not bow to tyranny, and we will not surrender our freedom. The broadcast ended with images of the human fleet moving through space, their ships gleaming in the light of the sun. The galaxy had been given a new player, one that would not be ignored or dismissed. President Santos addressed the people of Earth from the steps of the Global Defense Council building. Behind her, the sky was filled with ships returning from their secret hiding places. The age of secrecy was over, my fellow humans, she said. Today we take our place among the stars as equals. We have shown the galaxy that humanity cannot be conquered, cannot be enslaved, cannot be silenced. Today we are truly free. The Vorthan fleet retreated beyond the orbit of Pluto, then jumped to hyperspace. They would return to their home worlds with news of their defeat. The galaxy would never look at humanity the same way again. Captain Rodriguez stood on the bridge of the Defiant, watching Earth grow larger on the main screen. After 15 years of hiding in the asteroid belt, he was finally going home. Sir, reported Commander Park, we're receiving congratulations from governments across the galaxy. The Centauri Federation wants to formalize our alliance. The Commonwealth is proposing a mutual defense treaty. Marcus smiled. Set course for Earth orbit. Commander, we have a lot of work to do. As the Defiant moved toward its home world, the ship's hull gleamed in the sunlight. The massive vessel that had been humanity's greatest secret was now its greatest symbol. The galaxy had learned that Earth was not the peaceful farming world they had assumed. Humanity had spent 30 years preparing for this moment. They had studied their potential enemies, built their secret fleet, and forged hidden alliances. When the test came, they were ready. The age of human expansion had begun.